Leaving your cat alone for a bit seems like no big deal, right? They sleep most of the day anyway. But what if those little things you're not even thinking about are actually making your furry friend feel lonely, confused, or even like you've abandoned them? This isn't about being a perfect cat parent. It's about dodging those sneaky habits that quietly stress out your kitty. Trust me, you'll want to stick around because the mistake number 2, everyone thinks it's harmless, but it can be a real problem. Mistake 1. Leaving your cat home alone with nothing to do. You might think a quiet house is peaceful for your cat, but one of the biggest dangers they face when you're gone is pure mind-numbing boredom. It might not sound scary, but boredom for a cat isn't just about being a bit still. It can quickly turn into destructive and even risky behavior. Puzzle feeders are fantastic for tapping into their natural curiosity and love of food. These clever gadgets make them work for their treats, mimicking the hunt and keeping their brains busy. Plus, they slow down speedy eaters, which is great for their tummy. Springy toys or those battery-operated self-moving toys are another excellent choice. They react to your cat's touch, leading to endless rounds of batting, pouncing, and chasing. Some even have motion sensors or sounds that start them up when your cat gets close, just like real prey. Even something as simple as rotating your cat's toys regularly can make a big difference. That old toy becomes exciting again when it reappears after a week or 2 in hiding. And don't forget about safe window perches or tall cat trees with a good view. These can be their personal TV, providing mental stimulation just by watching the world go by outside. Leaving your cat alone doesn't have to mean leaving them in a boring void. A few well-chosen toys and tools can make a huge difference in their happiness and keep them out of trouble. So before you walk out the door, make sure your kitty isn't just fed and watered, but also has some fun things to do. Mistake 2. Leaving breakable treasures within their sneaky reach. Cats are naturally curious explorers, and sometimes that curiosity leads to a bit of mischief. One of their most well-known quirks is their seemingly deliberate mission to send things tumbling from counters, shelves, and tables. It might seem like a funny little habit, but behind that playful paw lies a potentially dangerous situation that many cat owners don't fully realize. When your cat decides to give your glass cups, ceramic mugs, or delicate vases a little nudge, the results can be much more serious than just a spill to wipe up. The broken pieces become sharp, jagged shards that can easily hide on the floor. These tiny, almost invisible slivers can get stuck in your cat's sensitive paw pads, causing painful injuries that you might not even see right away. Even if your cat doesn't show obvious pain immediately, the injury could lead to limping, bleeding, or a nasty infection that needs a vet visit. What's even riskier is the chance that your cat could accidentally swallow a piece of the broken object while trying to groom their paws. If they step on a shard and then lick their paw, they could introduce bacteria into their body, increasing the risk of serious internal problems. What started as a playful swat could end up being an emergency trip to the vet. It's important to remember that cats don't knock things over because they're being mean. They're just following their instincts. To them, the world is one giant playground, and every object is a potential toy or puzzle to investigate. Unfortunately, those instincts don't come with a built-in understanding of danger. That's why it's our job as cat owners to make their environment as safe as possible. To prevent these accidents, take the time to secure or completely remove breakable items from all those high-up places your cat loves to explore. Think windowsills, countertops, bookshelves, and tables. Anything fragile or easily tipped should be moved out of their reach or placed somewhere they can't easily get to. You might even want to consider swapping out those delicate items for more durable, cat-proof alternatives that won't shatter if they get knocked over. For those special pieces you can't bear to part with, there are clever solutions. Museum putty is a fantastic way to securely stick decorative objects to a surface, making them much harder to topple. or move them to cabinets or enclosed spaces that your cat can't access. This way, even the most curious feline won't be able to reach them, greatly reducing the chance of an accident. Before you leave, especially for a longer time, take a quick walk around your home and see things from your cat's perspective. A quick scan of their favorite climbing spots can make all the difference in keeping them safe. Making sure everything is secure and out of reach means your cat can play and explore without the risk of a dangerous accident. Mistake number 3. Not providing enough fresh water sources. You probably already know to leave a full water dish for your kitty before you head out, but here's the real question. How many water dishes do you actually leave out? One might seem okay if you're just popping out for a few hours, but if you're going to be gone overnight or longer, especially if you haven't arranged a cat sitter, relying on a single bowl of water can be a risky move. Here's why it's more important than you think. Cats are notoriously picky creatures, and their preferences can change on a whim. They might suddenly decide they don't like the location of the bowl, the taste of the water, if it's been sitting out too long, or even the shape of the dish itself. And what if your playful cat, in a moment of zoomies, accidentally knocks over their only water source? That could mean hours or even a whole day without any water, which is incredibly dangerous for animals who don't have a strong natural urge to drink in the first place. Unlike dogs who might guzzle water just because it's there, cats, thanks to their desert ancestors, are wired to drink less frequently. This makes consistent access to fresh water even more critical. A cat can technically survive for a couple of days without water, but the negative effects start much sooner. Within just 24 hours of dehydration, your cat could start showing signs like tiredness, dry gums, sunken eyes, and, in severe cases, organ damage. Dehydration can quickly lead to urinary tract problems, kidney issues, and other life-threatening complications, especially in older cats or those with existing health problems. The good news is that this mistake is easily avoided. Always leave at least 2 or 3 water sources in different areas of your home when you're going to be away. Consider using a mix of traditional bowls and a cat water fountain. Many cats are drawn to moving water, and the sound and flow can encourage them to drink more. And if your cat has a habit of tipping bowls over, look into weighted or spill-proof options. Water is essential for life. By giving your cat multiple clean, fresh water options, you're not just keeping them hydrated. You're giving them comfort, security, and showing them you care, even when you're not there to watch over them. Mistake 4, not ensuring they have proper access to food. A full belly might not seem like an urgent need when you're just stepping out for the day, but for your cat, it can be a matter of serious health. Like all animals, your cat's body needs a regular supply of food for energy and proper organ function. But cats are particularly vulnerable to the effects of not eating for too long, and it's not just because they get grumpy when they're hungry. There's a real science behind it. When a cat doesn't eat for an extended period, their body starts breaking down fat reserves for fuel. That sounds logical, right? But in cats, this process has a dangerous twist. Their liver has to process that fat to convert it into usable energy. And because cats are obligate carnivores, their systems aren't built to handle large amounts of fat. The result is that fat starts to build up in the liver cells, leading to a serious and potentially fatal condition called hepatic lipidosis, or fatty liver disease. And here's the tricky part. Cats can stop eating for many reasons. Stress is a big one, and being left alone without their favorite human can be more stressful for them than we realize. Scene 6. Other factors affecting appetite. Changes in their environment, stale or spoiled food, or even a dirty food bowl can also make them turn their noses up at their meal. Unlike dogs who might eat when they're hungry enough, many cats will just refuse to eat altogether if something doesn't feel quite right to them. If you're going to be gone for more than a night, always plan ahead for your feline companion's meals. Automatic feeders can be helpful for short trips, dispensing fresh portions at set times, but they aren't always reliable. Your best bet is to ask a trusted cat sitter to come in and not only feed your cat, but also keep an eye on their eating habits and overall well-being while you're away. A missed meal might not seem like a big deal, but for cats, it can start a dangerous health spiral. Making sure your kitty has consistent access to fresh, appealing food isn't just about keeping them comfortable, it's about preventing a medical emergency that can escalate very quickly. When in doubt, plan as if your cat's health depends on it, because it truly does. Mistake 5. Letting them treat hair ties and elastic bands as toys. At first glance, it might seem cute, even funny, when your cat discovers a hair tie or elastic band and turns it into their new favorite plaything. These little objects bounce in unpredictable ways, twist and curl, and seem to come alive when batted across the floor, mimicking the erratic movements of prey. For a playful cat with strong hunting instincts, it's the perfect impromptu game. But what starts as innocent fun can quickly become incredibly dangerous. The very qualities that make hair ties and elastic bands appealing to your cat are the same ones that make them a serious hazard. Their flexibility and ability to wrap around themselves mean they can easily twist into shape small enough for your cat to swallow. And once the item is in their mouth, their natural instincts can take over. After all, in the wild, when you catch prey, you eat it. This is where the real danger begins. When swallowed, these stretchy little objects don't just pass through their digestive system. They can become tangled in their intestines, wrapping around tissue and causing a blockage. In some cases, they act like a tight drawstring, bunching up sections of the intestines and cutting off the blood supply. This is not only extremely painful, but can quickly become life-threatening. If not treated promptly, it often requires invasive surgery to remove the foreign object and repair the internal damage. Even with surgery, recovery can be long, stressful, and expensive. What's even more concerning is how easily preventable this is. While it's tempting to let your cat have free rein over whatever they find amusing, supervision is absolutely key. Hair ties, rubber bands, string, and similar small, easily swallowable items should always be kept safely out of reach, like in a locked drawer. If your cat enjoys playing with these kinds of toys, only allow it when you're there to watch them closely, and be sure to put them away immediately after playtime is over. Before you leave the house, especially if you'll be gone for a while, do a quick sweep of your home. Check countertops, bathroom sinks, bedside tables, anywhere a loose hair tie might have rolled off. Tuck them away securely where curious paws can't reach them. What seems like just another quirky cat habit can quickly turn into a medical emergency. A little extra vigilance can go a long way in keeping your feline friend safe while you're away, and it will save you both a lot of worry and potential vet bills down the road. We've got more important mistakes you might be making coming right up. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We're halfway through our list of sneaky mistakes that can stress out your cat when you leave them alone. Let's dive into the final 4, and trust me, these are just as important to consider for your furry friend's well-being. Mistake 6, turning off the heating or air conditioning completely. In our efforts to be eco-conscious and save a bit on the bills, the advice to turn off the heating or air conditioning before leaving the house is pretty common. After all, why waste energy cooling or heating an empty home, right? While this might seem like a smart and sustainable move for us, there's one very important member of your household you absolutely need to consider: your cat. It's easy to forget that your furry friend doesn't have the same ability to regulate their environment as we do. Sure, your cat has a lovely fur coat, but that doesn't make them immune to the effects of extreme temperatures. Unlike us humans, cats can't put on an extra sweater when they're cold, or take off a layer when they're too hot. They are completely dependent on the conditions you leave them in when you walk out the door. If the temperature inside your home drops below a certain point, around 45 degrees Fahrenheit or 7 degrees Celsius, it's not just a little chilly for your cat, it's downright dangerous. Prolonged exposure to cold temperatures can cause your cat's body temperature to plummet, leading to hypothermia. This serious condition can affect their heart and breathing, and if it's not treated, it can even be fatal. While you might think your cat can find a warm spot in their bed or a patch of sunlight on truly cold days, those things simply aren't enough to keep them safe. Cats need consistent warmth to stay comfortable and healthy, and leaving them alone in a cold house puts them at real risk. On the flip side, if the temperature inside your home climbs too high, above 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius, your cat could be in danger of overheating. Unlike humans who sweat to cool down, cats primarily rely on panting and a small number of sweat glands in their paws, which is a much less efficient cooling system. In extreme heat, your cat is vulnerable to heat stroke, a potentially life-threatening condition that can lead to organ failure, seizures, and sadly even death if not treated immediately. To ensure your cat's safety and comfort, it's crucial to maintain a consistent indoor temperature that's suitable for them. The ideal range for cats is generally between 60 degrees Fahrenheit and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, or 15 to 24 degrees Celsius. This doesn't mean you have to run your heater or AC full blast all day, but it's vital not to turn them off completely, especially if you'll be gone for an extended period, considering the sometimes extreme weather we can experience even here in Dhaka. Many modern thermostats allow you to set temperature limits to help maintain a stable environment even when you're not home. In the cooler months, you can help keep your cat warm by providing a heated pet bed or creating cozy spaces with blankets that will trap heat. In the hotter months, make sure they have access to cool, shaded areas and plenty of fresh water at all times. A fan can also help circulate air and cool them down, especially if you don't have air conditioning. Additionally, closing blinds or curtains can block out direct sunlight and prevent your home from heating up too much. While it might cost a little more in utilities to keep your cat comfortable, it's an essential part of being a responsible and loving pet owner. Their safety and well-being depend on the environment you create for them, and no amount of energy savings is worth risking their health. Always remember that your cat relies on you to provide a safe and stable environment while you're away, and taking the time to ensure they're comfortable is one of the best ways to show your love and care. Mistake 7. Leaving tempting wires and cords within easy reach. If you've ever enjoyed watching your cat playfully stalk and pounce on a string or feather toy, you know just how entertaining it can be. Your feline friend is tapping into their natural hunting instincts, showing off those lightning-fast reflexes and that intense focus that makes you wonder if they have secret ninja training. It's an adorable and engaging moment that helps strengthen the bond between you and your cat. However, this innocent playtime activity can have unintended and dangerous consequences, especially if you're not careful about the items around your home. Regular play with string-like toys can unknowingly teach your cat that anything long, dangling, or wiggling is a toy worth chasing, and this can quickly lead to trouble when they're left unsupervised. While it might seem harmless when your kitty bats at a loose shoelace or a hoodie drawstring, the potential danger arises when they decide that something far more hazardous, like your phone charger, laptop cord, or even an exposed electrical wire, should also be fair game. To a curious cat, a charging cable can look incredibly similar to the toys they love to play with. The crucial difference, however, is that cables and cords don't harmlessly bounce back when batted at, and more importantly, they can pose a significant safety risk. At best, your cat might damage your expensive electronics by chewing on or breaking the wires. At worst, if they manage to chew through the protective casing of a cord that's still plugged into an electrical outlet, they're at serious risk of receiving a dangerous and potentially fatal electric shock. The current flowing through those cords is harmless when powering a device, but it becomes a deadly hazard when it passes through a small animal's body. And it's not just electrical cords that pose a threat. Other items like headphone wires, curtain drawer strings, and even simple cords used for blinds can become dangerous if left within your cat's reach. If swallowed, these materials can cause internal blockages, leading to severe digestive issues or even strangulation, both of which may require expensive and time-consuming veterinary treatment. To keep your cat safe, it's essential to thoroughly cat-proof your living space before you leave them alone. Start by unplugging and tucking away any cords, chargers, or electronics that might tempt your kitty. Using cord organizers and cable protectors can help keep wires neat and out of sight. If you absolutely must leave wires out, consider applying bitter-tasting sprays that deter cats from chewing. For the more persistent chewers, protective tubing or wire casings can act as an extra barrier between their teeth and the dangerous currents inside. As an added bonus, switching to wireless electronics whenever possible completely removes the temptation and eliminates the risk altogether. Prevention is absolutely key here. Taking those extra steps to secure cords and wires not only protects your valuable electronics and keeps your space tidy, but most importantly ensures your beloved cat's safety. Remember, your kitty doesn't understand the difference between a safe toy and a silent hazard, but you certainly do. A few simple precautions can make all the difference between a fun-filled day and a potentially life-threatening accident for your furry friend. Mistake 8. Leaving doors unsecured and easily accessible. You've taken so many precautions. You've done a thorough sweep of your home, carefully checking for any potential hazards your cat might encounter while you're away. All the tempting cords have been neatly tucked out of sight, those delicate breakables have been moved to safety, and any small, swallowable items like rubber bands and hair ties are securely stored where curious paws can't reach them. Food and fresh water are both plentiful and easily accessible. Toys are scattered around to keep your little adventurer entertained. You're feeling pretty good about leaving the house, confident that your cat will be perfectly fine in your absence. But there's one critical detail that's often overlooked. The doors. It's an undeniable fact that cats are naturally curious creatures, and that curiosity is deeply rooted in their survival instincts. They simply can't resist the urge to explore new and intriguing spaces, especially those that seem a little off-limits. Even if a door is just slightly cracked open, your cat will most likely want to investigate what's on the other side. If they manage to wander into a closet, pantry, laundry room, or even behind a large piece of furniture, and the door accidentally swings shut behind them, your kitty could find themselves trapped in a small, dark, and potentially airless space, without access to food, water, or their precious litter box. The truly worrying part is that you might not even realize they're trapped until it's too late. If you're only going to be gone for a few hours, you might return to find a stressed, hungry, and thirsty cat, perhaps having made a mess in their confined space or simply being very upset about their unexpected confinement. However, if you're away for longer than just a quick outing and you haven't arranged for a cat sitter to check on them, the situation can escalate very quickly. A trapped cat without basic necessities like food and water is at serious risk of severe dehydration, extreme stress, and even organ damage due to lack of hydration. In the most tragic cases, a closed closet or cabinet door could be the last place you ever see your beloved furry friend. The reality of a situation like this is far beyond a simple inconvenience. It's a life-threatening emergency. And the risks don't stop with closets. Your cat might discover other hidden spots that you haven't even considered. Think inside cabinets, drawers, under sinks, or behind large appliances. Cats are incredibly stealthy and have a remarkable knack for squeezing into spaces that seem far too small for them. Their quiet, sneaky movements make it easy for them to slip into these hidden areas without you even noticing. Without the ability to communicate what's happened, your cat could remain stuck for hours or even worse, days. This is why it's absolutely essential to think ahead and anticipate where your curious kitty might try to explore. Before you leave the house, always make it a habit to do a quick check of all doors, cabinets, and any other areas where your cat might accidentally get trapped. If you're planning to leave your kitty alone for an extended period, it's worth taking extra steps to ensure there are no openings for them to slip into. You can prop doors open using heavy objects or doorstops to prevent them from closing, or use child-proof locks on cabinets and drawers to prevent your cat from sneaking into places you don't want them to go. For rooms you absolutely don't want them entering, consider installing a baby gate or securing the door in some way to keep them safe. Additionally, it's incredibly helpful to establish a routine of checking these areas before you leave, particularly if you have a more adventurous cat who tends to explore places they shouldn't. Even though this might take just a few extra moments of your time, that quick door check can save you and your cat from unnecessary stress, anxiety, and potentially devastating consequences. Leaving your cat alone might seem like a normal part of life, but as we've seen, those seemingly small oversights can actually lead to big problems for our furry companions. If this video has made you think twice about your habits before you head out the door, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more essential tips on keeping your cat safe, healthy, and happy. Let me know in the comments below how you prepare your home when you're going to be away. Your advice might just be the tip that helps another cat owner protect their beloved feline friend. Thanks for watching, and let's all strive to be the best cat parents we can be, even when we're not around. See you in the next video.